In this video, I'll be showing you one of the tool within XRM Toolbox named as Flow Event Explorer. Now, this tool basically will allow you to view the flows within your environment. Now, the flows can be of type triggered as manual, automated, or it can be a scheduled flow. Now, we already have this feature within make.power automate interface. So if I navigate to power automate, so let me go into power automate. If I navigate to my flows, I can see all the listed flows. So this is the list of flows which I have within my environment, when it was modified, what type of flow it is. Plus, if I navigate inside a flow, I can see some more details like the flow name, primary owner, whether it is turned on or off, when it was created, when it was modified, what's the type, which plan it runs on, and there are some other features. Now, this is okay if you have like a quite few flows. Now I have quite few flows. Now I have much more flows than a screen can display. So in my case, if I want to know some more details about the flows, uh, it might be a bit difficult to gather information that which flow is turned on, which flow is turned off. Just by looking into the flow, you can just specify that, see that the flow is either turned on or off. Plus, if you want to see when it was last modified, it's a bit difficult to navigate right through this interface. Now, there are other tools which you can utilize, like Automation Center, through which you can see all the flows within your system, which flow ran, which what was the run status, trigger type, etc. But this also gives a minimal set of information. Now, for that, if you want to see all this information at one go, there is a tool called as Flow Event Explorer. Now, if you haven't installed the tool, navigate to Tool Library and start typing Flow Explorer. So, if you type in Flow Explorer, it's a Power Automate Flow Explorer, Flow Event Explorer. So, if I just type in Flow Event Explorer, and then you will see Flow Event Explorer is a powerful XRM toolbox plugin designed to help D365 and Power Platform users easily explore and manage Power Automate flows associated with the specific entities. The plugin displays a tree-like structure. Now that is important. It displays in a hierarchical fashion, similar to the plugin registration tool. Now, once you have installed, just navigate to Flow Event Explorer and it will start loading the flows for your environment. Now I've already connected to one of the environment and that's why it has loaded all the flows within the environment. Now this will load per table wise. Now as you see, I have two tables listed over here, college and airlines. Now it will exactly show you the table name and the flow name. Now why it has shown this way? Because we have listed down a flow which is of type automated. So if you want to know against a table which flow gets executed, then this is a useful tool to know. Now with the power automate interface, you will never come to know that okay, you have so many flows over here, but then which flow is triggering on basis of which table. Now if you want to get that information, this is an important tool to know. So it will clearly specify against an automated flow which flow gets executed on basis of the table and what is the action. So if you see over here, for a college table, on creation of a record, this is the flow which gets executed. For airline table, on update of a record, this flow get executed. Now if you want to see some more information like the connection references, so I can see that I have two connection references for this particular flow. Plus the message is basically the triggering point. That's what message you're passing to the system. So it is add. Similarly for update, you will get an update or delete, for deletion of a record. What is the scope? Organization is the scope. Who created it? uh, what is the entity name, flow name, whether it is activated, and who is the owner. So you get all this sort of information. Similarly, if I navigate to this flow, you will see now this time the message has been changed to update, because we are talking about update and not create. So in summary, I would say, if you want to know against a table how many flows are created or used within the system, then this is a nice tool to look into. You can also perform a refresh operation if you have people working on the flows, or if you have people creating a new flows, then you get an updated list. That's about automated flow. If you go to instant flows, here you will see all the instant flows within the system. Now, again, in Power Automate interface, there is no way directly to specify an instant flow. I can see that this flow is instant, but I am not able to sort this out, right? So if the list is long, you will not be able to see all the flow which is of type instant. Now, there are some ways through which you can perform. If in the search, if I type in instant, it will not give you that result. But if you have some coding convention for instant flow, then you can type in the keyword and that will be displayed. But for that, you need to specify naming conventions within your organization. But in this case, here you will see all the instant flow within your organization. Now, for instant flow, same stuff of same information will get displayed. Like we have connection references, we have the details, and we have the general section. So connection references used in the flow, Office 365 and Power BI. And here the API type, the API connection is of that kind, and type is request. Who created it? What is the flow name, whether it is activated. So these all information will get shown over here. Now for all it is different. Now, as you say, for this you will not get connection references because there is no connection reference information, and the kind is of Power App v2. So this one is triggering from Power App v2. This one is triggering from API connection. This one is triggering from a button. So so you see all this information. So this is triggering from button, this one is triggering from API connection. So all this information, if you want to see, you will be able to get all this information by using this tool. Then navigating the schedule flow, if you want to just see all the schedule flow within your environment, then this is the way through which you can view the information. Now for schedule flow, what is important is the schedule. So we have a frequency, we have an interval, and when it will get triggered, or the start time for triggering. So these information gets displayed. So for all the different types of flows, the parameters are different, and you'll be able to see all this information. Now this is useful when you have built an application for your customer and you have built various schedule flows. Now you think that maybe we may have created an additional set of flows, or maybe some flows are not needed. So if you want to have that complete list, either you need to have a specific naming convention within your environment, or maybe you can start using this tool which will list down all the flows within your system, and it will display those information. Similarly, as I mentioned to you, this is an important feature which I liked. Like if you go into automated flows, all the flows related to a specific table will get displayed in a hierarchical tree based structure. And then on basis of that, you can actually selectively understand the whole architecture of your application. Now for me, there are only two tables, but then in a real world project you may have 40, 50 tables within your system, and sometimes it's too overwhelming to understand how many flows have you created for which specific table. Or if you have multiple developers working on the project, you may never know that what code the developer has written against a specific table, and during troubleshooting this might be an important tool to know. So that's it, folks. This is all about Flow Event Explorer tool within the XRM Toolbox. Thanks for watching.